Hello everybody, Tiger727 back with another video. This video is actually a response video to John Wade Boggs fan. He wanted people to do videos explaining basically their history of when they collected or how they started collecting and what got them into it. So I wanted to respond to his video. I'll try to make this as quick as I can. But my collecting probably started, I want to say, like the mid 80s. You'd go to the store and buy a pack or something like that, but it wasn't anything too involved. And then as time went on, in 1987, you can see here, I remember my brother getting the 87 Topps set for Christmas, and because he actually started collecting before I did, and never really got big into it. Yeah, I kind of started collecting more and more, and he was getting more and more out of it. And actually, to this day, he has zero interest in sports whatsoever. So he ended up giving me the 87 set, and it's in that binder. It's been in the same pages that he and I put them in back in 1987. I think we were still on Christmas break, if I remember right, before going back to school, and we put the cards in that binder. And it's still the same binder, same pages. So I'd start collecting and going to some stores, and then a few years passed, and one of my parents' employees was cleaning out his attic and found this Satchel Paige. I want to say it's a 54 if I remember right, but I can't remember for sure. I'd have to double check, but I believe it's a 54 Satchel Paige. Found it in his attic. And my mom knew I was into collecting, and my mom was always a baseball fan. She became a baseball fan through her dad, or my grandpa. I remember going to my grandpa's house, and he'd be sitting there with his Tiger hat on watching the Tiger games. So I remember that as far back as that I can remember. And that's what made me a Tiger fan, was my grandpa and my mom. So my mom bought that that Satchel Paige card there from an employee and gave it to me, and it's been in my collection ever since. It's one of those cards that, not so much the card, but just the sentimental value of my mom purchasing the card for me, excuse me, and giving it to me. So that will be in my collection forever. So a few years goes on, and then if you remember when Stadium Club was starting to get big, and this Travis Fryman card came out. This card, at least in the Michigan area, was a very sought-after card in the early 90s. It's his Stadium Club rookie, and I remember going to a card show, and this was the card I was looking for. It's the only card I wanted. Found it. I think I paid $8 for it, which is now it's probably worth 8 cents, and maybe it was $6, $8. But it was that's the card everybody was looking for, and the guy I bought it from, I bet you he had a stack of them. He probably had 15 or 20 of them, and that's what everybody wanted. So that's what really got me into collecting. Just being a Tiger fan as a kid, and I focused on Tigers initially, and that's pretty much all I wanted. And then a friend of mine, I didn't know him at the time when he opened up his store, but we've been friends ever since, and I'd go into his store when he opened up, I think in 1992, and all I wanted was his Tiger stuff. I'd buy packs, and I'd pull other stuff, rookie cards or other stars, and I didn't really want anything to do with them. So I'd trade them for some of the other Tiger stuff that he had, and so I started spending almost every day in there, and it became my hangout, and we'd talk baseball, and there's a few other kids from my school that would hang out with us, and so I started getting more familiarized with different players, and I started, player collecting as well as the years went on. And if you watch my other videos, I'm only on going into C's here, but trying to go through my entire player collection A to Z. So I'll be hopefully showing my C video here, players with last name starting with C, shortly. So I started collecting other players, and so I stayed with Tigers, stayed with different players, and as years would go on, I would get different sets, typically top sets. That's pretty much what I've stuck with. I started bouncing around a little bit, and I just realized it's just too much. So I just stuck with top sets and made it my goal, God, probably 15 years ago now, where I want every top set from the year I was born to the current year. And I got one more to go. I need the 79 set, so I'm working on that. I shouldn't say working on it, but I'm looking to eventually purchase it. And then I decided, well, if I'm going to get every Topps base set, I might as well have the update sets. So in this day and age, they don't come up with the factory sets for update anymore, so you got to make your own. But years ago in the 80s, they did have the factory. So I still need 83, 84, 85, 94, 01, 02, 03, 04, and 2012 for the update sets. So basically focused on Topps. And I started thinking with factory sets, or just a set, if I get the set from every year that I was born to the current year, just like anything else, at some point that stuff's going to be vintage. So I think about my kids down the road, when I'm old or dead and gone, they can look back on some of this stuff when they were kids or before they were even born. The way we look at, like, I'll just say a Mickey Mantle rookie. Obviously, most of the stuff that comes out these days is not going to reach the level of value or nostalgia as a Mantle rookie, but just something back in the 50s and 60s where a lot of those cards aren't around anymore. Someday our kids will kind of look at those, and then when you buy every set, you get every player that you like. You get every basically your team set. If you're a team set collector, the entire team's in there for the most part, outside of all the inserts and stuff like that. And base rookies. Base rookies are in there. I'm at that point in my career, or not career, my collecting hobby where I'm more of a base rookie guy. I don't get into all the extra inserts and stuff like that. I mean, I'll trade for them. I like them, but I'm more of just a base rookie guy. I guess that's me. So you buy the top set, and it comes in the set. The only time I never really left collecting, but there's times in life when you got to slow down. Obviously, there's more important things than baseball cards, and money's an issue. So when I first started, when I moved away from home in the early 2000s and started my career with work, you got rent and vehicle payments, and then you buy your first house, get married, all that stuff like that. So there's more important things. So I still collected. I never, got rid of everything I had or anything like that. Just slowed down a lot, I guess. And focus, like I mentioned, if you guys watch my videos, obviously Tigers is my main focus. As I get older, I start to appreciate the older stuff more. So I've gotten into a little bit of vintage, not a lot. If I got the PSA, I look at the PSA stuff. I'm trying to work on that last Topps card set of the PSA registry. I'm working on the 68 Topps set PSA for the Tigers team set. And I'll do the 77 Tigers team set in PSA. And eventually I'll probably do the 84 Tigers PSA and 06 Tigers. Still player collect. Still work on the top set every year. My two daughters usually get me that for Christmas every year, which I look forward to. Even though you know what you're getting, I look forward to it every year. It's just another addition to my collection. And another big thing that I'm looking for is Topps gold cards of the Tigers, because my hope is to get every Tiger team set in gold from, well, I have 92, 93, because I actually have those complete factory sets. And then, so I need 94, and then I think they quit making gold from 95 to 2000. I think 2001 is when they first came back, if I'm not mistaken on that. So that's it for me. A little bit of my history. And hopefully you guys enjoy this video, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.